Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Unexpected Tuesday. I'm going to do a video here on the Peninsula Corridor. Just kind of felt like making a video today. Got done with a few things for school, and just feeling. I think it's just a good time to go home. You know, not home where I'm living currently. I mean, home as in the Bay Area. So we're gonna do a we're gonna do a we're gonna do the anyway we're gonna do the Bi-Level Cab Car CT97 service from San Jose to San Francisco. Let's take a look at the it will do the 748 service. Now they're calling this a northbound baby bullet. We'll see how many stops we make. I'm almost positive we're gonna have to make a couple stops, maybe more than a couple. We'll see when we get in here. So anyway, yeah, we'll get in here and get this going, get everything set up, and get on our way. So yeah, just kind of feeling like it was time to do a video. Haven't done one since Saturday, and so anyway, we'll still do one Friday. We'll do Long Island Railroad and Isle of Wight, and I don't know what. Oh, that's right, doing LGV on Friday. Yeah, so that's coming on Friday. So it'll be a bit later in the day, late afternoon, probably after 1 o'clock or so. I'll record the video here on Twitch. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to get on here and do just a bit of train stuff. Hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday evening, early morning, wherever you may be, whatever the case is. All right, let's get this in. All right, let's get the doors unlocked. This on. That on. That on. The numbers light on. Get the headlights. Right auxiliary. There we go. Get the console light on. All right. Oh, gotta get the brakes set up too. Let's see, I think there should be PCS. Put the strobe light on just for the heck of it. All right, that should do. All right. All right, we are underway. Oh, you know what I bet you I forgot to do? Pretty sure I got everything. Oh, there we go. Yeah, finally. Okay. I'm just going to put the idle list real quick. All right. Anyway, all right. So here's what we look like on the outside there. Don't. Oh, you know what? Door controls. I was looking to see. Oh, you know what? We'll close this door. I thought there was a thing for the lights on the train. So there. Okay. You can tell it's been a while since I've been in here. Anyway, alright. So we're heading to Mountain View and then Palo Alto. So yeah, we're making a couple stations. So this is more like a limited stop service. Yeah, so it's kind of like you know, we're stopping to get some folks who are heading to San Francisco for the morning, you know, going to work, whatever. You know, or maybe this is like a Saturday kind of thing. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna head up to Mountain View first, and then we'll be on our way. Should be a fairly quick service. Switch. Well, I guess if we get down to Mountain View early enough, I might be able to get run down to the other cab and set up the lights for the passengers. I thought there was a button in here for it. Speeding up, I'll still look around here. These lights are. No, it doesn't look like them. Alright, well, maybe they are. Some of them are. Okay, well, they got lights, so that's okay. They're fine. Just like to be sure. Don't want to leave the passengers in the dark. Yeah, when you honk the horn, the bell goes off and then the lights flash for the crossing. Now I did put a strobe light on at think if you go back a little bit, it was on for a second there. Maybe it's only when the crossing lights are on. I didn't see it flashing, so yeah, maybe it's just when crossing lights are engaged. It does like an additional safety thing. I never noticed that before. Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, it looks like the roadmap came out today. Looks like it's really good. There's some really good stuff coming. We're getting the 70s pack, I think, for Great Western Expressway on Thursday. And then we're also getting... Oh, there's still a lot of stuff that has moved into the upcoming stages. Like 3 of the lines, so that were in production, other than Clinchfield. Clinchfield's still upcoming. Rosa line's upcoming now. One of the German lines is now upcoming. So yeah, there's. And then they said, I just read it. I didn't watch the stream because I don't usually watch those. I just read the roadmap because the stream tends to get a little too. I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? People start making a lot of demands, and then I think they just have to kind of ignore stuff in the chat. You know, people feel like they're being ignored because Dovetail Games is not answering their question or giving an answer that they want to hear. So I pass over all that stuff. So anyway, yeah, it looks like a lot of good stuff. They did talk about a secret. Something secret for the roadmap. They didn't say anything other than that, unless they did in the stream. And I didn't, I've not heard. They didn't elaborate in the stream, so I think they just left it as a mystery for right now. Not a secret, basically a mystery. So who knows what that's going to be? It could be Steam. Some people speculated it could have something to do with multiplayer in the game. Who knows? So they said they'll talk about it more later on. They really seem like they've got a pretty solid vision for the game for the rest of the year. There is more, like I was looking through the list of even locomotive stuff that's being added later on. Some really cool stuff. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for Train Symbol 2 for the rest of 2021. I don't know what their plans are for, what's the next version of the game. This has only been out it's less than a year. I don't know if they're going to want to take time, especially with the pandemic, if they'd rather focus on getting content out for Train Symbol 2 and Train Symbol 2021, the PC game, and see how that goes. I don't know, but yeah, they've got. It seems like they've got a very positive vibe going on right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was in between classes, and I had just gotten out of my Afterlives class where we were discussing more of Dante's work in the Divine Comedy, and we were in the Inferno. And so yeah, I was trying to read over the what Dovetail Games had put out on their website for the roadmap. So yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be a good one. But yeah, anyway. Wow, it doesn't take much for this train to lose speed. We're on a slight uphill. Have to keep an eye on be late at my destinations. Yeah, I figured I'd do this. I needed a bit of a brain break. We've got a test tomorrow for macroeconomics. German is scrambling my brain sometimes, it seems like. So, yeah, I just I needed to have a little bit of my own time, I think, tonight. Alright, let's get the brakes on. Oh, I may have really overestimated I might have started braking a little too late. We'll see. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be okay. It might be okay. It's gonna be close though. Alright, so we're back under control here. We'll just have a nice little cruise here to the end. Yeah, mountain view. This mountain view, definitely. A little bit past, but not too bad, so we're good. Alright, so does it look... Yeah, okay, the lights are on. There's plenty of lights, I think. I figure by the time I run down there, we'll be leaving a little bit late, and they're fine. The sun's already up. They got plenty of light. Alright, so yeah, the strobe does go off once, I just noticed that. Oop. So yeah, those strobes do go off once you initiate the crossing thing, so, okay, good to know. Interesting. Alright, and away we go. Palo Alto's next. And then we're stopping at Hillsdale. Alright, let's get back in the cab. Try not to break my own rules. We'll put the cab light on here, because I know we will go. I just want to have them on so when we go over the tunnel we don't have to worry about missing anything. So yeah, I think probably about sometime after 1 on Friday, I'll get going on the 3 routes for Friday, and then when I get up Saturday, I'll do Oakville Subdivision, London Underground, and one of the German routes. Maybe we'll do a freight service on something. let's see what we got going on in the back here. Our MP36. All of these will be coming out of service eventually once the route is electrified. I'm really looking forward to seeing the new stuff when it's on the line and running. We were talking about earlier today, I think, or was it yesterday? I don't know, the days seem to kind of run together, but maybe it was this morning. Yeah, Isle of Wight, they're almost done with the upgrading everything to run the new locomotives and all that after they retired the 38 stock. So, yeah, that'll look good. I think they're expecting to have that done by next month or so sometime. That'd be kind of neat to see. You can look on YouTube. There's a camera that's still looking out towards the pier. You can see them kind of working on the route sometimes or whatever. So yeah, it'd be kind of neat to see what they got coming around and how everything looks once it's all upgraded. Losing speed. Huh. It's weird. I won't lie, I'm a bit surprised that the hoopla over the 465 hasn't died down yet, or died out yet. You know, we've got, was it Thursday? It's been a week since it's been out. It's still, a lot of people are still like amazed at it. I mean, that speaks volumes about how good of a job everybody involved with that did for the whole thing. So a lot of people still are saying that the sound is just fantastic on the locomotive. So the engines and everything sound really good. Get into Palo Alto a little bit early here. I need to really keep an eye on my brakes. I'm looking at everything else, but not paying attention to my braking distances. Anyway, yeah, if we get in here, we might be able to run down there and make sure the lights are on. We'll just do that this time. Make it look interesting. Still a little bit past, but that's okay. We're still completely on the... Alright, so we got about a minute and a half. I think we can make it down there and back. Oops. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Alright, that should do, I think. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I guess it had lights on already, so oh well, whatever. Run back to the front here. This doesn't seem very bright. All right. Oh, a little bit of rollback. Come on, engine, get there. We go. All right, Hillsdale's next, and then Bilbray. I forgot that door's actually closed. Yeah, you have to run back and forth between. F40 heading south to San Jose. There, and Bilbray is right there. Famous Bilbray Station that was widened, if you will, when they brought the BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit system, out of San Francisco into Bilbray, so with stops over San Francisco International. I don't remember when that was built. I know when I was growing up, they were talking, and it's extended out into the East Bay, like where I grew up in Castro Valley. Even back in the 80s, they had been talking about a BART extension out into the East Bay, past Castro Valley, all the way out to Livermore, I think. Yeah, I think that's where it terminates out there. But yeah, it's really it's handy for a lot of people if you don't want to drive and work in the city, San Francisco. You know, certainly if you get on the train earlier at the first station there in Livermore, I think it is, coming from the East Bay. You know, you kind of get your pick of seats because nobody else is going to be there. So by the time it actually gets into the East Bay proper, Hayward, stuff like that, there's not a lot of places to sit. So folks that get on, they're standing most of the way into the city. Although they do run, I think, longer trains on peak times, like commuter times, to keep up with the amount of people that are going to be riding. But that was a big to-do, I think, when they finally brought BART down to San Francisco International. Although I still don't know how many people use it for that. If it's I mean, I don't know that I would want to get on the BART train with luggage, to be honest. That's. I guess if you're traveling light, you could probably get away with like a little travel bag or something. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be hauling like a big suitcase or something on there. But yeah, anyway. So a reminder again about my Flickr account. I've seen a spike, huge spike. So for anybody who actually is going in and taking a look at my pictures, I greatly appreciate it. Still hoping to get a few folks buying some stuff, but you know, it's not mandatory. Here's the Railroad City sign. I love that sign. You know, if you see something, greatly appreciate it if you buy some merch or whatever. If not a big deal. SoundCloud, I don't know. I don't know if I've got a huge increase in listeners to my stuff I posted on SoundCloud. If you have listened, thank you. If not a big deal either. Just throwing out a few reminders. And let's see what else. That's about it. You know, I really wish, I think other streamers have talked about this. It'd be nice in a stream every once in a while, if you just didn't want to say much, that you could just play some music. But I know it's a licensing problem, copyright stuff, and all that. Yeah, it's but it would be kind of nice just to have some background music. If you're on a stream and you're just like, I just don't feel like talking a whole heck of a lot, just having some music in the background would be nice. Of course, I'd prefer it be 80s music for myself. But it's it'd be kind of neat if we could play music. God, it's easy to speak. Yeah, I figured this would be a nice service for the evening. Well, it's morning in the game, but evening here in southern New York. The southern tier, as they call it. I always thought it was kind of odd. They call it the southern tier. When I lived in Savannah, it was part of the coastal empire. I don't know where they got that name from, but that was the some of the news stations covering the coastal empire. I thought that was a bit weird. I don't know that if we ever said it, none of the newscasters that I knew growing up in the Bay Area ever said, anything kind of crazy like that. I really do miss Savannah, as a matter of fact. I'd like to get down there again one day. I tell you right now, with normally, in normal circumstances, for St. Patrick's Day coming up, this would be a huge time in Savannah. Like, they really go all out. Like, that's all they talk about. Well, not all they talk about. On the evening news, they have a special segment, the local evening news, or 5 o'clock news and the whatever. They have a special segment just about all the preparations for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Like, they talk to the Grand Marshal of the parade. What's going on with the preparations? Where are things at with all that? They make a big deal out of it, and it's such a big time in the Savannah area that they even broadcast when the Grand Marshal goes to Forsyth Park, this huge park in Savannah. There's a fountain, and the Grand Marshal and a bunch of kids go there and they pour the green dye into the fountain, and within a matter of seconds, all the water in the fountain's green, and the fountain heads are spitting out green water, and it's really fantastic time in the Savannah area. Everybody's just in that party mood, and it's a big deal. And of course, with the pandemic, I think they've pretty much canceled all the normal happenings for St. Patrick's Day, which is rather unfortunate. That and Halloween. Halloween is another. I mean, you figured some areas Halloween's kind of a big deal, but in Savannah, it's also a big deal because it is one of the most haunted cities in America. So yeah, they make a really big deal out of that. There's always there was. I don't, even before the pandemic, I don't know if it was still going on or not, but the city market area in Savannah, where there's lots of little art galleries and art shops and stuff. There's one guy, Chuck. I'll never forget Chuck. Chuck's really awesome. If you ever get down to Savannah, A.T. Hun, A.T.Hun. He runs the gallery. He does a lot of his own paintings and stuff, and they're all centered around, like he does a lot of stuff from the movie The Big Lebowski, and they're just really amazing. But other artists can sell work out of his gallery space there, whether it's paintings or jewelry or whatever. Really cool stuff. And I know they used to have a huge party for Halloween there, and just come dressed. He said you get 7 different Marilyn Monroes or whatever. Just really fun stuff. And yeah, hopefully this year, hopefully things kind of get back to some semblance of normal, and they can do that kind of fun stuff again. And all right, Bilbray's next, and then we're going via somewhere, and then we should be going, so we're probably going via Bayshore, I think it is, and then we'll go right into San Francisco, and then we'll be ending up our stream there. But yeah, I miss Savannah. I mean, it's a really historic city, historic area, and most towns in the South have gotten rid of a lot of history there, but the College of Art and Design has done a lot to save buildings and things that normally would have been demolished by now. So they've turned a lot of stuff into classrooms and administrative buildings for the college, and I think they've even turned some places into dorms for students. So yeah, really, really neat. They do a lot to, I think, teach history of the area, not just gloss it over or excuse it or whatever, but just to give people a sense of the whole story of Savannah. There's lots of squares with monuments and stuff. So yeah, it's a really neat place to visit. And it's just one of those places that I think everybody feels welcome. I think so. I mean, that's just how I perceive it. Other people may not feel that way, but yeah, really neat city, really neat little area. I always recommend, if you ever do go, they do have like horse-drawn carriage tours, and they take their time going around, and they show you some of the famous houses there. Just really, it's a really nice. Don't take the bus tour around there, because the bus, it's just kind of jolty, and they just, you just never feel like it's, yeah. Take one of the horse carriage tours. It's really neat, and it's just a nice way to just kind of relax and take in all the houses, and, you know, the squares. One of the houses, I can't remember the name of it. I'd have to look it up, but I've got pictures of it. It's a really nice house. The Marquis de la Sade? Somebody famous from France after the American Revolution was there in Savannah, and you can actually go to the room where the Marquis stayed, and there's a little porch-like area where the Marquis came out and spoke to the people of Savannah after the British surrendered Savannah to the American colonies after the Revolution, American Revolution. So yeah, really neat. More history there from the Civil War, of course. Sherman went through Atlanta. Savannah freaked out, so as soon as he was within sight, they threw up their white flag and said we surrendered. They did not, thankfully he did not burn Savannah to the ground, like he did with Atlanta. There would have been so much history lost, but somebody wealthy there allowed Sherman to quarter in his house, or basically stay there, and so there's a plaque by that house where it's right next to a church now that talks about that Sherman had stayed there when he got to Savannah and had basically called, telegraphed to President Lincoln that he had captured Savannah and all that. So yeah, lots of history there. Right, a mile and a half to Bilbray. We'll stop there, passengers, and then we'll be on our way up to the city. Yeah, I guess it's going to take about an hour. And we'll be done. Oh boy, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh, I'm gonna spad this because I wasn't paying attention. Doggone it. Well, maybe not. I might be able to stop in time because I did throw on the emergency brake. Okay. Golly. I gotta stop looking at everything else going on around me. I guess we did catch up to... Is there another service or something? Why is it red? Alright, let's get this. Alright, now of course it's a yellow. Jesus. Is there another service that left ahead of us or something? Yep, okay, that's why. Ooh-wee, that could have been ugly. I would have been embarrassed by that. Yeah, I can't look at... I'm looking at the computer and other stuff going on, and I got distracted, and if I hadn't looked up in time, this would have been embarrassing, so... Anyway, alright. Alright. Okay. Well, now we know that we're chasing another train. Yay. So we got to keep an eye out now. I mean, we're going to stop here. I don't know what kind of service that other train is, if it's also a limited stop and is making a beeline for the city. Yeah, all right. Ooh-wee. I hear a jet taking off from SFO. I heard it. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Bye, travelers, wherever you're going. I heard it. I could hear it because I got my headphones on. I was like, I hear it going. Yeah. SFO is huge, and it grew so much. Like it's almost like its own city. It seems like sometimes. Like when I flew there in Easter of 2019, I did not recognize that airport hardly anymore. Like I didn't even know. Like I was trying to figure out how to get to the rental car place. You know, you got to take a tram way off the airport now. Not even a BART thing. They have their own tram within the airport system, besides the BART taking people there. Yeah, crazy. Like I was just like, I'm lost. I think it took me a couple times just to figure out which tram to take to the rental car places off the airport there. And it's like it's not even just like a flat parking lot, you know, like it used to be with the rental cars parked there, and you just, you know, go up there and no, it's like in a parking garage itself, like a huge parking garage. So like all the different ones, they have little offices in one location, and then their cars are parked on different levels, and it's just huge. Yeah, really just mind-blowing. All right, so we're going via right there, which should be, let's see if I'm right, Bayshore. Oh, just, well, it just says go via. Well, I think it's going to be Bayshore, and then we're going right on into San Francisco. But I got to see. We have to keep an eye on those lights now because we've got nothing but yellows here for right now, which means we're still chasing that other train. Unfortunately. So that other train might be stopped. Oh, it's okay. It's right there. I was hoping we weren't going to have anything in front of us. Oh well, let me get off the throttle because I think we're going to be hitting a red light here pretty soon. And yeah, there's a 65 mile an hour speed limit right up there. Let's just get on the brakes just a touch. I definitely don't want to take any chances of a SPAD. That wouldn't, I wouldn't be too happy about that right now, to be honest. I'd have to mute myself because I'd probably say some foul language. Yeah, don't want to do that. Let's see, where's that train at? Is it stopping here at the station? It stopped right there. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to get on the brakes now. Let's just go ahead and do that right now, because I have a feeling as soon as we pass this yellow coming up, it's gonna be a red not long after that. So let's just go ahead and try to coast it here a little bit. Well, I guess this is going to take over an hour now. We still got just under 6.5 miles to get to the Via location. Alright, there's the yellow still. Let's see if that other train's finally moved on in that station right here. Okay, that wasn't it. The station is right there. Okay, so it's almost like it just pulled in there. Alright. Well, I'm just going to keep the train moving. I almost said truck, I don't know why. Keep the train moving slowly. But knowing my luck, what's going to happen is it's going to be like, oh, well, you know, we're just going to have you stop, and then all the lights will go yellow. I think if we just cruise along at 18 miles an hour or so, eventually that train will depart. Come on, train, get out of there. It's been sitting there forever, it seems. And see, the bad part is I can't go around it. I wish I could. Okay, now it's on the move. And I don't know what is it. Let's see if I can figure out if it's a train like mine or a... That's right, it's like, no, it might be one of the the F40 with the Nippon Gallery Cab Car. So we should start seeing some greens here, I think, because we're not speeding too badly. Well, the best we could hope for is if it stops at Bayshore here, which I think that's what Bayshore is, yeah. If Bayshore, well, that's going to be 20. That's just in the tunnel somewhere. That's not even a... All right, so yeah, if we stop off, if it stops off at Bayshore or somewhere, maybe. No, Bayshore is that. Oh well. Anyway, if it stops somewhere and there's like multiple tracks, then we might be able to bypass it. Like if it's, you know, stopped and we're on an express service into the city, then I think we might get priority around it. All right, let's see if we can speed up and go. Because we're supposed to be pulling into San Francisco at 8:51. There. Yeah, if it stops off somewhere, hopefully, there goes a MP36 heading south. Then hopefully, yeah, we should be, hopefully we can bypass it. Head right on into the San Francisco station. I'm curious to see where it has us stop at once we get into San Francisco. See if we can't spot the Pac Bell Park again. Alright, so we got green here. So maybe it is, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, it's okay. So yeah, we're gonna bypass it. Nice. soon as we pass this, we should get back up to 79 here shortly. There it is. Alright, so yeah, let's take a look and see if we bypassed it. Alright, so yeah, it's still pulling into that station right there. So we should go whizzing past there here shortly. I would have thought that the via point would have been that station where that train's pulling into right now. Now, one of the things I don't think I ever talked about, so years ago, I don't think they have it anymore, or maybe it's closed down, but a long time ago in the Bay Area, they used to have salt plants over in the East Bay. Like you come off of a San Mateo Bridge, yeah, maybe it was a San Mateo Bridge. They had a huge salt collection point where they would take the salt out of the salt water. Like the bay, San Francisco Bay is all salt water, it's not fresh. So they would just extract the salt and then use it for, I guess you could process it for table salt or whatever. There used to be huge mounds, I remember this, these big tall mounds of salt. They do have shrimp farms. There's times in the Bay Area, like especially in the South Bay, like East Palo Alto area. Like Palo Alto, if you go, there's a bridge, the Dumbarton Bridge. You cross that bridge, and there's this really foul smell from the brine shrimp farming that they do. It's just, yeah, I don't know if they have the salt places anymore in the Bay Area. We might have closed that all down, but I do remember, like when I was in school, we did a field trip, a science field trip on the bay, and we had to dip our little beaker in the water, collection thing, and they were trying to show us how to do determine the salinity of the San Francisco Bay water. Pretty neat. Yeah, I do remember those really this huge pile of salt. Just sitting there. That wasn't just one; it was like bunches. They were just collecting so much stuff. There was like a conveyor belt that was just pouring the salt into this huge mound. It's pretty neat. Alright, so we'll be approaching 22nd Avenue, I think it is, or 22nd Street, whichever that one is coming up here. That little rinky-dink station. Sometimes you stop at when you leave San Francisco and you're heading south. Or you could stop there on the going into the city. If I was doing an all-stop service, we might stop at 22nd. Never liked this station. I don't know. Honestly, sometimes I don't know why this station even exists. It just. I don't know, it just seems rather weird. It's there. Alright, so yeah, Bayshore I think is there. Because that's the one that we took to go to a Niners game. Right. Yeah, okay, so there's Bayshore. That's where I thought that our via point would be. Anyway, we already passed this, so we don't have to worry about it. So yeah, we should make it into San Francisco on time, barring any other craziness happening. Yeah, we're gonna go just over the hour. We don't have anybody else in front of us, do we? Oh, so that's where we're stopping, right there. So we're kind of in the middle of the station, not off to the side or anything like, you know, especially going into the right. But we'll see if we still can't see the. There's 27. I'm so busy getting back up to speed. I almost forgot we got a 40 coming up here, and then it's going to go down to 25. Yeah. Yep, 25. And then it'll go down to 10. So yeah, once we get out from underneath the overpass here, we'll be able to pop back out on the camera outside here. We're right outside all the way into the station. So, for those of you who don't know, the 89 earthquake, so there used to be a freeway that went along the front of San Francisco. I think it was called the Bayshore Freeway. But anyway, there used to be a huge, like, you could take, along the waterfront, there was like a huge, oops, uh-oh. Going a little too crazy with the braking system. That you could take, like, it was like a double, you know, if you look at old pictures of San Francisco from like the 60s or 70s or maybe even the early 80s, you'll see what I'm talking about. And a lot of that had to be demolished after the 89 or the Loma Prieta earthquake. But if you look at pictures, I mean, the city looked a whole lot different back then. But when the earthquake happened, the good thing is, unfortunately, is that opened up the entire Embarcadero area, you know, which was, it was kind of not really the most pleasant sight looking at all that freeway system downtown, to be honest. So yeah, it did kind of open that view up for, you know, I think it really changed the city in some ways for the better. But yeah, it's just Google pictures of San Francisco, like the Embarcadero area, like in 1975, for instance, and you'll look at it and you're like, wow, that just doesn't look very pleasant. But yeah, it did, that changed the waterfront area, the Embarcadero area especially. All along the bay there was just changed dramatically. And I think even, because I wasn't there when it happened, but when I first went back to the city, you know, having seen, you know, knowing that how it all looked, there's Pac Bell Park. I can make out the outline there, and there's the, right, my cursor's on it right there. Anyway, you know, it you have to kind of think all over again. A lot of your landmarks are gone. You know, the way that they had it set up, you had to kind of relearn driving along the Embarcadero in a way. So yeah, it changed quite a bit. All right, slowly making our way here into San Francisco. There's my beloved Pac Bell Park. Miss it a lot, won't lie. I think I've expressed that numerous times, and yeah, really, I think, let's see, the Metreon, the Sony Metreon is over that way somewhere. I don't even know what's still open in the Metreon anymore, to be honest. It was such a big deal when it opened in the 90s or early 2000s. The 90s? Yeah, I think so. Sometime in the 90s. Late 90s. Yeah, I don't know what's all there now, but I remember when it opened, it was a really big deal when that thing opened. Oh yeah. Wrap this up. I gotta take a phone call. Anyway. Alright. So here we are. There, yeah, you can see bits of it now, but once we pull all the way in, it's gonna kind of disappear there. Yeah. I guess the best way I can kind of equate it is to folks who have, like, you know, their English football team, their stadium, that's, you know, it's recognizable to you. Did I make it in time? Oh yeah, I did. So I'll get the full 500. So yeah, there's you can make out part of it, but you have to kind of come back here. But yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Is the if you're a sports fan anywhere in the world, you're gonna know, you know, the outline of your stadium. There we go, all done. So we should get a gold, I think. There we go. All right, so that's it for tonight. Yeah, thank you for joining me, my one viewer the entire time. So I will see you all on Friday. Have a good night.